Very sad day for me. Very happy day for you. Go off. Cole Eiserman.
So I'm trying to figure out where I want to start. I mean, and this is what we were saying before we started this, and this is what I've talked about specifically with Cole Eiserman.
You know what? Rag the puck for a second because I'm grabbing whiskey for this. This is brutal.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know if it's your internet or my internet, but you're all over the place too. But Cole Eiserman, Newburyport, Mass native, right next door to where I'm from. I was always, and I mean, part of it I assumed was just the fact that ended up going to Shattuck St. Mary's, didn't end up at prep school around New England. So the Minnesota pull was there. I was always surprised that, like, as a kid who's touted that highly, he always has been, like, for the past 5-6 years. I was always surprised that, a top prospect from New England, specifically like right north of Boston. I was always surprised that, or not necessarily surprised. I thought it was odd that he was, committed to Minnesota. But this late in the game, this like switch to now go to BU is even more surprising than that. Like, I would assume that Celebrini is going to be one and done with BU after this year. But can you imagine if they were both there next year? You got the first and second potential overall picks for 2024 on the same squad. I didn't
even realize Brini was there this year.
Yeah, Celebrity's there this year. They just got the coaching. The poll just came out there, first overall, or number one in the country, preseason ranked. But yeah, I mean, it's crazy. I really did not see that coming, obviously, whatsoever. By the way, he this weekend he torched, I think it was Omaha, and he had like a second period hat trick in like 9 minutes, and it was just like breakaway, shelf. But Minnesota, you lost another. You just, I mean, I don't know if you count Cooley, but because you had Cooley at least for 1 year, but
I kind of count it just because of the way it happened. If he left right after the season, like, it would have been whatever. But him, like, saying he's coming back and then leaving the way he did, that hurt. But again, as we saw that highlight reel goal that he already put up in the preseason out in Australia, it's probably not fair to have him playing college hockey. So
yeah, exactly.
People have already basically submitted like you see people coming out of the woodwork like, yeah, I definitely said that he should have been the first overall pick that year. Like, shut up. Why didn't you say
I know one person that had him first overall that year.
And I believe
Chris Peters, because he had said it from like 6 months before the draft, and he did. Like, he stuck to it. He's always said it. That's the one person I saw.
He's correct. Very correct. But yeah, I mean, that. So roles reversed. If you're a Gopher fan or tied to the organization in any way, like, what the fuck? Like, how do you feel about this?
I mean, as the Gopher fan here, you tell me. Because, I mean, listen, the thing with Minnesota, they will always have an incredibly strong recruiting class, but this is
not a talent like that, man. Not from out of state. Like, Cooley is the anomaly, right? Like, having Cooley and then having Eiserman be the next up, it was almost starting to like solidify, like, okay, we can get top development program kids from out of state to come here. Because it's usually like, hey, if there's a stud from Minnesota playing in the development program, they're coming back and playing for a Minnesota school. That's just how it is. But I don't know. That stings. The only positive, and I don't know if this is by design on your part, but no, I'm not going to give you that much credit. You're wearing your Waggle hat. At least this is helping our good friends at Waggle Golf expand their reach, because now both you and Cole Eiserman are going to be repping the brand out there.
Yeah, maybe he'll want to play around.
That's actually the only reason that he originally committed with the Gophers is like, I got to find a way to lock in this sick Waggle NIL deal, and then I'm bouncing out.
Yeah, maybe that's it. Maybe that's the whole thing. Like that feels plausible. But I mean, and shout out my boy Evan Marinofsky. He's the one, I believe he was the one that had the scoop. That's the guy. That's who I saw tweeted out first. So shout out my boy Evan. He's a beauty. He's right around the corner for me. I see him all the time. So shout out to him for getting that scoop.
Big.
But I mean, hey, the rich get richer. That recruiting, I mean, the next couple of recruiting classes, both for BC and BU.
BC and BU is going to be quite the clash.
I am obsessed with the fact that they both are loading up the next couple of years. That rivalry was already obviously incredible, but the past, as I was saying before, the past 2 years have not been the same.
Yeah.
Oh my God. And again, Celebrini, I would be beyond shocked if he's not one and done. But my God, can you imagine that they were both there against the BC guys? Like,
if that happens, I'm gonna need to find a couch out there to come with you to the Beanpot, because that is gonna be stupid.
Beanpot, funniest hockey tournament possibly in the country. It's just it's just like 4 teams, and it's like, I mean, everyone's like, this is the best tournament ever. If there's 4 fucking teams. Like, I think the premise of the tournament's amazing.
Best of 4. How do you get in? You just do.
Your school is here.
To Sean's point, though, would you agree, Z, that like, yes, like he had some prowess to him, but like Matty Nyes was not like this highly touted prospect, right?
So I remember his draft year. So no, not the same level. Like, no one could have possibly. That's not true. I know of a couple of guys who've been watching him for a long time, and they're like, no, he is. I mean, they had him. One of my buddies had him number 12 overall in that class.
Sure, but like widely, right? Like,
right. It's not what I'm saying. So no, not even.
Like, there was some like excitement, but then he had like in his draft year, the reason he went in the 3rd round is because he had a pretty brutal junior season.
Yeah, he lit it up the last like 20 games of the USHL season with Tri-City. And I remember like, and realistically, the commentary around him was legitimately has every possible tool in the world. Like, if he just turned it on. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. If he would just turn it on every game, and he just like, I remember one of my buddies said that kid could score 3 points a game easy in the USHL, like in his sleep. And there's just certain games he would just be like, I don't really give a shit. And then the last little bit of that USHL season in his draft year, I think it was like 26 points or something, last 15 games, something like that, lit it up. And that's when, like, right at the end, it's like there had been too much like prior just not giving a shit on certain nights. I'd be like, but is he really gonna like turn it on and like at the NHL level? Like, if he's doing this here, I mean, again, like usually those kids who have that much talent, like he's a big kid, plays hard, could score a million fucking goals, could make plays if he wants to, but like, why is he just not doing it on certain nights? Like, why would you not want to do it every goddamn night? So that's why people are like, like, I want to have him in the 1st round just based on the tools, but like, is he gonna have like that like killer mentality? And then he went to college and it was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yes, he will. Yes, he will.
It's wild though with how big he is, and seeing his older brother at the Natty last year. He is tiny, but he looks just like him. Like, they look identical. But I walked up to him like, shit. So you must be nice, brother. Like, oh yeah, buddy. And like, he was pretty tuned up. Like, he was having a good time. Like, I offered to buy him a beer. He's like, dude, I just had like 6 other people offer to buy me beers. I got 2 in my hand. Like, I appreciate it, but no. I'm like, yeah,
humble brag.
I'm like, all right, you tell you what, you just come find me if you want one later. We're good.
Oh man.
But man, no, I gotta ask, because I really don't know the dichotomy out there in Masshole land, right? Talk to me about BU versus BC. Like, not the rivalry, but like, who goes to BU? Who goes to BC? Like, are there stereotypes that go with both schools, both from just like the student body and from the athlete? Don't worry, I won't tell the first lady.
Yeah, exactly. I would say BU, they attract more from all over. BC's fairly, it's interesting because I mean, BC, like the big joke is they're not technically even in Boston. BU is right downtown, like it's right there. BC's a smaller school. It's like more of a private school vibe. So it's a little bit, well, it's a lot of bit different than BU. But again, like I think BU more. It's like it's almost like BU's the really fucking like nasty public school, and then BC's like the prep school version, and it's smaller, and I think that's honestly even beyond just the hockey. That's
right. That's more the student body. But as far as the hockey goes, would you say that BU is kind of more like the Gophers, where like everyone else in Massachusetts looks up and hates BU, like all of the other Minnesota schools hate the Gophers?
I think a lot more people hate BC.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I would say that's probably more accurate. Like, again, like I see a lot more visceral reactions to like BC doing anything good. I see a lot of like they're like whatever, not from BU. That's Chestnut Hill. That's not even fucking Boston. Than it is because that for BU. But I mean, they're right down the road. But I know you didn't ask about the rivalry, but the rivalry is incredible.
I believe it.
It's unbelievable. And then meanwhile, the last few years, Northeastern has just been like, all right, that's fun. We'll just kick the shit out of all of you and win everything always. And I'm telling you what,
beat the shit out of everyone.
What if we just kick the shit out of everyone? R.I.P. and peace. I'll tell you what, though, having been to games at BU and BC, I mean, like all the Boston schools, none of those student sections, fan bases, whatever, can even come close to Northeastern. Northeastern fans are absolutely ruthless. And
even more so than Harvard, huh?
Harvard's so funny. Like, it's just like very cool rink, by the way. Harvard. Yeah. It's one of the ones that you walk in and it's sunk down. It's real cool, really nice. But yeah, very, very different vibe. No, I'm telling you, dude. And Northeastern, they play in the old Boston Garden, the oldest hockey rink that's in use in America. Fun fact. And it's
Z, have you ever heard of Lake Minnetonka?
Oh, for fuck's sake. Whatever, dude. But no, Northeastern, when I went to a Northeastern BU game, was it last winter? It might have been 2 years ago. I mean, relentless. And that student section up top is like out of control. And I mean, they do the same at the Beanpot. Their section at the Garden is an absolute mutant fest. I heard some of the most out-of-pocket, heinous things I have ever heard in my life from the Northeastern student section. And like there's certain colleges when you go to games, like any sport, like, oh, like the staff are like, gee, like, all right, that's enough of that. And the staff all were like, I don't know, man, there's just a lot of them up there. And they're crazy. I was like, all right, geez.
I like you. But you're crazy.
Like, fair enough, bro. But yeah, no, very different school. Every Boston school is a lot. There's just like no similarities. So it's very interesting. It's very fun because they're all right next to each other too, which makes it even more fun.
Except for BC.
Yeah. Well, it's fine. I mean, like they're still like down the street. Like it's right off Com Ave. Like that's why it's the Battle Com Ave.
Fun.
But yeah, Cole Eiserman, crazy.
Yeah, it fucking sucks. It's all right. That's why we have whiskey. God gave us the brown water for a reason.
Why do you like whiskey so much? Oh, these fucking recruits. These goddamn they keep
fucking 18-year-olds.
Like, what? Do you know him? Nope.
Never met him.
She goes to a different school. She's real though.
God damn it.